For decades, if you wanted to talk about stability, efficiency, and just sheer economic horsepower, you talked about Germany. They were the adults in the room. The Made in Germany label, that was the gold standard. Mercedes, BMW, Volkswagen, these weren't just car companies. They were the heartbeat of the European economy. But right now, that heartbeat is skipping a beat. Actually, it might be going into full-blown cardiac arrest. We are watching the unthinkable happen in real time. It is November 2025, and Volkswagen, a company that practically defines German industry as closing factories and slashing 20,000 jobs. That's not just a headline, that's an earthquake. 6 out of 10 Germans now say their future looks dark. And here's the kicker, the part that sounds like a bad joke but isn't. The German military, the Bundeswehr, is practically out of ammo. I'm serious. If a war broke out today, they'd have enough bullets for maybe a couple of days. Their tanks? 90% gone or in disrepair. The defense minister even admitted, yeah, we can't really defend ourselves right now. So, how did the world's manufacturing superpower end up here? We're talking about a historic tipping point, a complete unraveling of the German model. And for anyone watching in the US or Asia, especially places like South Korea, don't think this is just Germany's problem. This is a warning shot for the entire global economy. Let's dive into the 9 massive crises tearing Germany apart. To understand the crash, you've got to understand the high. After WWE, Germany was ground zero, total rubble. But fast forward just 10 years to the 1950s, and they pulled off the Wirtschaftswunder, the economic miracle. Industrial production skyrocketed 150%. It was insane. By 2024, they were the world's 4th largest economy with a GDP of $4.5 trillion. They dominated luxury cars, chemicals, and machinery. How? 2 things: cheap Russian gas and American military protection. They didn't have to spend money on defense because Uncle Sam had their back via NATO, and they fueled their factories with dirt-cheap energy. The party's over. The hangover is here. For the first time since the war, the German economy is shrinking or flatlining for 3 straight years, 2020-2024, and likely 2025. Reason number 1, they bet the house on Putin and they lost. Under Angela Merkel, the logic was simple. We buy cheap gas, our factories run cheap, and trade will keep Russia friendly. It was a win-win, right? The US and Eastern Europe warned them for years that this was a trap, but Berlin just plugged its ears. Then February 2022 happened. Putin invaded Ukraine, and the cheap energy tap got turned off. The fallout was catastrophic. Electricity prices didn't just go up, they exploded, spiking up to 7 times the normal rate at one point. Imagine running a factory where your monthly power bill goes from 100,000 to 700,000. Germany scrambled. They spent nearly €500 billion with a just to keep the lights on and subsidize bills. They built LNG terminals in record time, ditching Russian gas for suppliers like Qatar and the US. But here's the rub. It's still too expensive. Even after stabilizing, energy costs in Germany are double what they are in the US. Plus, they shut down their last 3 nuclear power plants in 2023, a move that 60% of Germans opposed. The result? Deindustrialization. Giants like BASF are packing their bags and moving production to China. Bankruptcies shot up 25% in 2024. The industrial core of Germany is being hollowed out. Crisis number 2 is a slow-motion train wreck. Demographics. Between 2020 and 2035, Germany is going to lose 7 million workers. Their birth rate is a dismal 1.5. To put it simply, for every 100 parents, there are only about 80 kids replacing them. The biggest chunk of their workforce is about to retire, and there's no one to fill their shoes. The government thought immigration was the silver bullet. They opened the doors, taking in over 1 million people a year recently. But it backfired big time. Skilled workers from places like Poland aren't coming anymore because their own economies are booming. Instead, Germany got millions of refugees from the Middle East, which sparked a massive cultural and political firestorm. Now, Germany is caught between a rock and a hard place. They desperately need bodies to work, but the political climate is totally toxic toward immigration. Even left-wing parties are talking about closing borders. Reason number 3, Germany missed the bus on the digital revolution. Germany makes great physical stuff: cars, machines, chemicals. But software, AI, not so much. While the US has Google, Apple and Tesla. Germany has, well, SAP, and that's about it. Their internet infrastructure lagged behind South Korea and Japan for years. They are living in an analog world in a digital age. Sure, they're trying to catch up now, throwing 50 billion euros at digital infrastructure. But let's be real, a single US big tech company spends more on R&D than Germany's entire startup ecosystem. Then there's the China problem. This is reason number 4, and it hurts. For years, China was Germany's golden goose. They bought all the Audis and Mercedes Germany could build. But now, the goose is biting back. China isn't just buying cars anymore. They are building better ones, especially EVs. Brands like BYD and NIO are eating Germany's lunch. In the EV game, China is laps ahead in battery tech and software, and they can do it way cheaper. This is a disaster for German automakers. Mercedes' profits take 56% in 2024. Worse, German companies are still pouring money into China to stay relevant, which just transfers more tech and jobs overseas. They fed the dragon, and now it's burning them. It's not just China. Germany's oldest ally, the USA, is also draining them dry. This is reason number 5, the magnet effect. Energy in the US is cheap. Taxes are lower. And thanks to the Inflation Reduction Act, the US government is practically handing out cash to companies that build factories in America. German companies aren't stupid, they're following the money. Over 5,000 German firms are expanding in the US. BMW, Volkswagen, they're building massive plants in the States, not in Stuttgart. Germany tried to fight back with their own subsidies. But Germany has a constitutional debt brake. They literally have a law that stops them from borrowing. They can't win a subsidy bidding war against Uncle Sam's bottomless pockets. They are fiscally handcuffed while their industry drifts across the Atlantic. Reason 6 is the geopolitical mess. The war in Ukraine is dragging on, and Germans are tired. Over 40% of the population just wants a peace deal, even if it means Ukraine loses land. Why? Because the sanctions are hurting Germany more than they're hurting Russia. The IMF says Russia's economy is actually growing, while Germany's is shrinking. That's a tough pill to swallow. Then there's the China dilemma. The US wants Germany to decouple from China, but Germany's economy is addicted to Chinese trade. Plus, China controls 70% of the rare earth minerals Germany needs for its green energy transition. If China invades Taiwan, that tightrope snaps. Reason 7. Being the sugar daddy of Europe is exhausting. Germany is the biggest wallet in the EU. Back during the 2009 financial crisis, they bailed out Greece, Spain, and Italy. It caused massive resentment. The Greeks called them Nazis for demanding austerity. The Germans felt like they were paying for everyone else's reckless spending. The euro currency itself is a double-edged sword. It makes German exports artificially cheap, which is great for business. But it also means Germany has to constantly prop up weaker economies. Plus, the open borders of the EU mean a brain drain from the south and east. But now, with Germany's economy faltering, the whole EU project is looking shaky. Finally, we have internal division and military weakness. 35 years after the Berlin Wall fell, the East is still different. Wages are lower, and anger is higher. The far-right AfD is winning elections in the East, fueled by anti-immigrant and pro-Russia sentiment. It's a country divided against itself. And let's circle back to the military. Germany spent decades thinking war was obsolete. They let the Bundeswehr rot. Now, with war on their doorstep, they are scrambling. Scholz announced a 100 billion euro special fund to fix the military, buying F-35 jets and modernizing gear. But the bureaucracy is a nightmare. It took them 5 years of legal battles just to buy a new assault rifle. Germany wants to be a military leader again, but right now, they are a paper tiger. So let's recap. You've got an energy crisis, a demographic collapse, a tech lag, fierce competition from China and the US, geopolitical traps, and a military that can't shoot. It's the perfect storm. CEO of Deutsche Bank warned Germany is becoming the sick man of Europe. But here is why you should care, even if you're halfway across the world. Germany's struggle is a preview of a scary future for other advanced economies. Take South Korea, for example. The parallels are chilling. Korea has an even worse birth rate, 0.7, a heavier reliance on exports, and is squeezed even tighter between the US and China. The cracks showing in Germany today are the same cracks forming in Seoul and potentially Tokyo. Crises don't happen overnight. They build up silently for decades. Bad policies, ignored warnings, complacency, and then, suddenly, everything breaks at once. Germany is at a historic crossroads. The engine of Europe is stalling, and if they can't restart it, the shockwaves will be felt in every wallet on the planet. Thanks for watching. If you think your country is safe from these issues, let me know in the comments. Is this just a rough patch for Germany, or is this the end of an era? Don't forget to like and subscribe for more deep dives into the global economy.